Hello everybody, I'm so happy to finally bring you another episode of the Top 5 Fights. It's a series featuring some of the most talented PvP players in this game and just showing off their great moments. So if you have an awesome clip that you would like to see in the Top 5, you can email a link of it to Kristofer at pvpnewworld.com. I would love to keep the series going, so please send those clips in. And if you guys really like the series, feel free to hit that like button, leave a comment, share it with your friends. Now, without further ado, let's get into that commentary. Max is sitting on top of the flag here. He's already taken out multiple players with that spear sweep combo. And then this guy comes up here. Max hits him with a big heavy attack. And there's the cyclone for the big heal. The sweep into the stab. Down he goes. And Max just keeps rotating here. Oh my god, this guy comes around the corner. Max just picks up another kill on him. And he gets one more with the cyclone. Fantastic clip to start off today's episode. On to the next clip, we've got ILikeMilk, and he's playing some great axe, sword, and shield in what looks like medium armor weight, and he is hanging out in Outpost Rush here. He's got a couple enemy players on his tail already. He goes for the spin. He's very low on health. There's a third enemy player that rides into the fight, and I love it here. He gets a really good counter stun. He manages to just stay out of range of the ultimate there as well, and he puts really good pressure in almost taking one of those players down. And there's the Reap to pull him in. This guy's so low on health. And Milk just makes it out with his gap closer. He gets to his potion in time, gets a little bit of a breather here just for a moment, and then he turns back around and then just jumps on top of the spear musket player. Again, Milk just taking a ton of damage, but he goes into that spin, and look at how much damage he does with his spin. So many enemy players taking damage. One player goes down. Milk almost getting the kill on the second player, switching to the sword and shield. There he hits him with the upheaval. Not quite enough damage. Milk's taking a ton of pressure here. Still, he drops to 500, 300 health. Still manages to pick up the kill on that player. Switches back to the Great Axe. He misses his Reap, but that's okay. Goes into the spin again. Oh my god, this spin is so good. He's just doing huge work with it on this build. And ILikeMilk slowly turning this fight around. He's keeping the pressure on these guys. It looks like they've got heals coming in, though. An enemy healer in the fight. But Milk is just staying on top of the archer here. Big upheaval. There's the light attack. Down the archer goes. And Milk just turns around back to the Great Axe, just keeping the pressure on everybody here. Oh my god, and he's back into the spin, guys. He's not done spinning yet. He gets bonked out of this spin. Oh no. I swear, man, he would not have died if that spin hadn't gotten interrupted. Really well played. Moving on to our next fight here, we have got PASCALITO New World. He is playing some light armor, Great Axe, and hammer. And oh my god, he really quickly picks up a kill on one player there. Turns around, big damage off of the hammer. This guy just taking huge amounts of damage. And I love it. He charges the heavy attack and he uses the stick from the heavy attack on the hammer in order to close that distance. And then he jumps down here, goes into the spin on the Great Axe. Oh my god, this guy's already almost dead. There he launches the Path of Destiny. Down he goes. And he's got two enemy players behind him, and PASCALITO just keeping the pressure on here. He takes a lot of damage from the flamethrower guy, though, and good job just kind of dodging the incoming projectile. He manages to get out of there. This crazy man just doesn't drink the potion. Instead, he decides he's just going to go for the fight. PASCALITO's got no health going into it, drops this guy to like 25%, and then finally drinks the potion. There's that reach on the heavy attack again. Down he goes. Well played, man. Moving on to our next fight here, we have got Congress, and he is playing some rapier and musket. He's got that bleed kit on the rapier. You can see right away he just dots the first guy up with the Tondo, tries to go for the flourish and finish. Unfortunately, he ends up missing, but he switches to the musket, gets the damage, and the bleed. Actually, I think it's the range on the end of the Tondo that actually finishes him off there. And Congress just goes for a little bit of a kite back up the stairs. Nobody chases, so he heads towards the enemy healer here. This guy right away responds with the flail and knocks him over. Now I'm just noticing this, but Congress has got 18k HP on this build, so this is not just a glass cannon. This build is built to fight. It's built to survive. You can see it here. Congress taking quite a bit of punishment himself, able to just tank it out, get to his potion, and then he just keeps the damage up with his bleeds there. Unfortunately, landing the finish on the wrong player, but that's okay. He's just going to be patient. He sets down another trap and just backs up a little bit. These guys end up chasing. He gets a shot into this guy. There's the first tick of the bleed. I love it. He gets the riposte. There is the flourish and finish. Down he goes. Huge burst on that guy. And then Congress just keeps backing up here. Keeps throwing the traps on the ground as well. Looks like he caught one player with the trap there. That's a nice shot. There he lands, I think, the headshot, actually. And this guy hits him with the spear. Congress does get hit, but he gets counter right away with his riposte. Gets the Tondo in there as well. Congress taking quite a bit of damage, unfortunately. So he just keeps backing it up. There's the next Tondo into the flourish. Oh my god. Massive combo on that guy. Down he goes. That was like an 8K almost flourish and finish. Then he just keeps the pressure on. There's the flourish and finish again. Unfortunately, this guy only had 1 stack of bleed, so he doesn't take the super lethal combo there. And Congress is just going to keep shooting at these guys. Just keep teasing them with his rifle. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. You know, as someone who has really bad aim, it is nice watching people who have good aim their shots. And I think a big part of it is maybe my move speed of my mouse is a little bit too fast, but that's okay. Beautiful job setting up the trap. There is the flourish and finish. The last combo to bring that guy down. Moving on to our final clip here, we have got Mambi. And he's playing some greatsword and hatchet, hanging out at the enemy spawn and outpost rush. And he's just rotating those heavies. He's got the guard point up, so the enemy players cannot do a lot of damage through that block. He switches to the other target, to his hatchet, and really quickly gets a torrent combo in on that guy. Huge amounts of damage. Down he goes. And Mambi pops his ultimate and continues to feed the hatchet light attacks to that first player he was attacking. He manages to take him down, but Mambi finding himself in a pretty dangerous spot after that combo there. He gets out from behind the tree. There's a beautiful 7.6K heavy attack. Oh my god, that archer gets absolutely roasted. And then Mambi switches back to the greatsword, starts feeding these guys the heavy attacks as well. Big damage on these tankier guys here. He switches to the hatchet, gets the undeath proc, and just like that, he's got 1 opponent left. He hits him with a big 6K heavy attack while he's in the guard point. That's very impressive, and down he goes. Thank you guys, everybody, so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. A big shout out to everybody who was featured in today's episode. Thank you so much for sending in those clips. And a big special thank you to, I think it's Raging Beast, for this last clip here as we say goodbye. And of course, if you have an awesome clip that you want to send in, send it to Kristofer at pvpnewworld.com. I would love to keep the series going, so hopefully a new episode next week. Have a good one, guys, and I'll see you next time.